in a world where opinions shout louder than facts, where the truth is often buried beneath noise, and every decision echoes across borders and markets. One voice cuts through with clarity. Welcome to TrueTone News, where facts matter, spin ends, and you get the story straight. This is TrueTone News. Good evening. It's Thursday, April 10th, 2025. Here are today's top national and international stories. The White House has announced a temporary 90-day pause on most of the reciprocal tariffs recently imposed. This measure is intended to give U.S. businesses and manufacturers time to assess how these tariffs are affecting their supply chains, product pricing, and overall competition. However, this pause does not apply to tariffs on Chinese imports. As of today, those tariffs have been increased from 100% to 125%. Administration officials explain that the change is part of ongoing measures to address trade discrepancies and concerns regarding certain practices in international commerce. Industry analysts note that while the pause may provide relief for suppliers of various goods, the higher tariffs on Chinese imports could lead to increased costs for consumer electronics, machinery, and automotive parts. Business groups remain cautious, stating that any potential retaliation from trade partners remains an open question. Officials emphasize that this decision is part of a broader review aimed at ensuring fair trade practices. As the market digests these changes, investors are waiting closely for further guidance on the overall economic outlook. In a rare display of diplomatic cooperation, the United States and Russia completed a one-for-one prisoner exchange today. The exchange saw the release of Ksenia Karelina, a dual citizen who had been held in Russia under charges related to supporting activities deemed contrary to Russian interests. Karelina, who was sentenced to 12 years, is now back on U.S. soil. In return, the United States freed Artur Petrov, a Russian-German national who was serving a 6-year sentence for attempting to smuggle military-grade electronics. Both sides issued statements confirming the swap, with each emphasizing their commitment to humanitarian considerations and dialogue. Diplomats suggest that while this exchange does not include more high-profile cases, it could signal a willingness on both sides to engage in further constructive discussions. Observers indicate that this development might help ease bilateral tensions, even if only marginally. The U.S. Supreme Court will soon hear a case that could reshape policies regarding school book bans. The case challenges state laws in several regions that restrict access to certain books in public school libraries. Proponents of these restrictions argue that they help protect children from material deemed unsuitable for their age, while opponents contend that such measures limit freedom of expression and inhibit educational diversity. Lower courts have delivered mixed opinions, prompting the need for the High Court to provide a definitive ruling. Legal experts anticipate that oral arguments will begin in June, with a decision expected before the end of the year. The outcome could have significant implications for educational policy and constitutional rights across the nation. A strong storm system swept across parts of the Midwest overnight, causing widespread power outages, flooding, and infrastructure damage across Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. Heavy rain and high winds led to significant disruptions, with wind gusts recorded at over 70 miles per hour in certain areas. Emergency services reported receiving hundreds of calls for assistance in affected communities, and multiple highways remain closed due to flooding. While no fatalities have been confirmed, local authorities report that several individuals have been hospitalized due to injuries related to the storm. Meteorologists caution that the storm system is gradually moving eastward and that additional severe weather is possible in Ohio and Pennsylvania over the next 24 hours. Residents are urged to follow local advisories and remain prepared for further disruptions. That concludes our top stories for Thursday, April 10th, 2025. We will continue to monitor these developments and bring you updates as they unfold. Stay informed, stay prepared, And thank you for tuning in. That wraps up this edition of TrueTone News, where clarity cuts through the noise. If you found this report informative, do us a favor. Give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who values the truth, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a beat. We're here to keep it honest, keep it sharp, and keep it real. Until next time, stay sharp, stay informed, and stay true.